Hey friends, how's it going? Well, welcome back. It's technically Thanksgiving when you will be viewing this video. It will be Thanksgiving Day. I won't be uploading this until the night prior. So Wednesday night, I should be having this all ready to go. But anyways, welcome back. Thank you for joining. We have a wonderful tubular, which is my Cyclone, made by Winfield. And I have the beautiful deep amber, root beer globe burning in it. And I have to say, this was one of my best purchases, is this globe. I love this thing. And in this lantern, it really is kind of a favorite thing. I am very happy the way this came out. And this was a purchase from friend and subscriber, Russell Smith. And Russell, if you're watching this, just know this is still on the top list of my favorites. It's in the top 3. I burn it a lot. I enjoy it a lot. And this thing is just, it's very special. So thanks again for selling me your spare. I'm glad it came out as nice as it did, and you probably regret selling it. Just kidding. I know you don't. But anyways, you have a beautiful example yourself, and now we both have some great lanterns, but we both already understood this, right? Anyways, I have some fun things to share. So, but first I wanted to, first wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving. Now, it's funny because there's Thanksgiving, and then there's also what we call, it's been kind of a popular term over the last several years, is Friendsgiving. Airplanes, I love airplanes. I love aviation. I do, but they always seem to fly right over my garage when I'm doing a video. Yeah, anyways. So, Friendsgiving, it's funny because in the word Thanksgiving, it doesn't say family. Even though it's been a family holiday, it's when families usually gather, immediate and extended family, they all gather for these meals on this time of year. So it's always been just kind of understood as a family gathering, and friends are rarely involved, because friends also have family that they go to their family. So, but now, a lot of us have our families spread all over the place, and we're not always able to see our family, and maybe sometimes our family is not the people we want to see on those holidays. So let's be fair, sometimes not everybody has the ideal family situation, and that's okay. It's just life. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just the way it is. So Friendsgiving has become a thing where friends that are in kind of a similar situation will have a dinner of their own amongst each other, and that's great. That's a wonderful thing. And but it's funny because I've often really kind of heard this term. You can't choose family, but you can choose friends. And that is true. But the other thing is that I've also come to accept and understand, which is important, that just because someone's not, say, blood relative, doesn't mean that they can't be your family. You can't enjoy their company as much as your family, or that you care about them as much as your blood relatives. Sometimes you care about them more. Anyway, no, my family's great. I have a good family, and my relationship with them is increasing and strengthening. But it's okay to have friends that don't have that benefit or advantage involved in your Thanksgiving dinner. And it's just really, Thanksgiving is, it's not sitting around a table and commemorating the first Thanksgiving of the Puritans or the pioneers with the Native Americans, and and there's a lot of holes in the original story. There's a lot of folklore and a lot of inaccuracies that are have made it through time and have become accepted as fact, or whatever. But we're not here to discuss the historical background of the first Thanksgiving. No, Thanksgiving really has become more of just a dinner where families can, or friends, as I was saying, can gather around and enjoy a combined effort of a nice meal, and share their things that they're grateful for and thankful for. And while we're here, I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for my subscribers. I'm thankful for the interactions I have with my subscribers. I'm thankful for all the comments and the questions I get to answer. I like answering questions. I really do. And I feel that this channel really has grown, and it has, because of you guys. It's true. I started this channel back in, was it 2018? I think it was 2018 or early 19, somewhere around there. But I wanted to share some lanterns with Bob the Lantern Guy, the late Bob the Lantern Guy. And I found his channel, I think it was in 2018, by accident. And I had purchased the Dietz Victor, and I was just Googling Dietz Victor, and I found his channel by accident through a Google search. And I started watching. I'm like, whoa, this guy's got... There's another guy that likes old lanterns, and he's sharing them on YouTube. This is really kind of interesting. So I kind of got sucked back into the lantern thing. And I have to say, I'm kind of glad it happened. And, you know, a heavenly thank you to Bob. I met him once and we made a video together, and at one point I will download that video from his channel, which still is active. It's still up, even though he's no longer with us. It's still on YouTube, and I will be able to maybe make a an anniversary video in honor of him and my re-interest into the tubular lantern group, tubular lantern hobby. But anyways, not to sidetrack too much, but you know, he definitely started something, and I started this channel just to share lanterns with him that I had that I wanted to share, because I didn't know how else to get a hold of him. And I just say, hey, look, I'm a young guy likes lanterns, and here we are. You know, we should be friends because we have this thing in common. And you know, we did become friends because we had a lot of things in common. Actually, he was a neat guy. So you know, tip of the hat to old Bob and his memory. I know a lot of you guys remember Bob, and it was cool. So thank you for all you guys do, and the subscribers that continue to join the channel. I am grateful for you guys, and I really am. I'm being 100% honest. I'm as real as you would hope that I would be. And so here we go. We're gonna have we're gonna pack a little bit of a fun Thanksgiving Day thing. We have some deluxe Virginian or Navy Flake or whatever it is. It's Peter Stokkebye stuff, but I like this, and it's very mild and very smooth, and I think it's pretty accurate to what tobacco was back in the pioneer days. You know, it was probably even better than it was, really. But anyhow, let's see here. Pack ourselves a little something here. Yeah. So, whenever time you guys see this video, I hope that either you're really full and satisfied and you're struggling to stay awake, or it's before you guys have dinner and you're mostly awake but also very hungry and waiting for dinner to be ready. Whatever the case may be, I hope that you guys will enjoy this content, and it will not be too long. But I do have something I wanted to address and share with the community, because I see this question pop up ever so often in some of the other groups that I follow. And, you know, instead of just commenting on a Facebook post, I thought maybe it would be best that I'll just share a video, right? Get visuals. Visuals help, and a lot of people are kind of more visual than not. Let me turn this down a little bit. As you can see, when I started burning it, it was kind of low, and then it got higher. That's just what happens when the fuel warms up and the efficiency increases. The flame gets a little higher naturally. That's just what happens with these old tubulars. So, yeah. Let's see, time it. Oh, okay. Anyways, here we go. I think we're ready. Let me borrow some fire. I only have these matches out here right now, and I don't want to use them all. So I'm going to turn this down real low and lift the globe and relight this old match. Yeah. Ah, perfect. All right. So, I figure this one was a pretty nice lantern for aesthetics because of the root beer amber globe and the whole Thanksgiving autumn type of thing, you know. And as you see, I'm wearing a shirt that's very it can be either Thanksgiving-ish or Christmassy. It's got a little green and burgundy in there. You got a green hat, so I'm kind of holiday themed. Anyways, we try to be a little festive here. We're not that bland and, you know, whatever. Right? Anyway. That is nice. So here is one thing I want to share, okay? And this is a Embury 210. not a rare lantern. I haven't shown this one in a while. Many people, most of my new subscribers don't even know I have this lantern in most chances. This is a WPA tagged 210. And what that means is that it was used by the Work Progress Administration during the Great Depression. This one would date right around 1935-36. And from all intents and purposes, what I could find out about these ones with this sweated on copper or brass tag. Crows, I swear. I know, shut up. Anyway, crows, I know I'm talking to crows, but you know what? They will listen sometimes, they do. I'm not crazy, I promise. Anyways, with the sweated on tag here, it would indicate about 35-36 for the Rural Electrification Program. So these were used in the construction of infrastructure out in the rural areas for electrification. So there's another collector out there, the Tubular Group, has identical, exact same lantern, same patina with the sweated on tag. I swear, we might not be having turkey this year. Anyone feel like crow? Anyway, but it's regardless of what heritage and history is behind this one and the use, I wanted to show something that can benefit the entire community when it comes to Embury lanterns. That's right. This is going to be an exercise on Embury lanterns. So let's remove the globe. All right. Now, how do you remove a burner from an Embury lantern? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I'm going to show you. Very simple. Now, of course, when these lanterns are found, they're not always in the best of condition, and you're going to be faced with rust and oxidation and stuff that might make it more difficult to remove the burner. Now, you have the cone. See? You see the cone there? And it has a little crevice there, a little seam. And then now a lot of people call this the wick riser, which works. It's a term that actually is accurate because that's what it does. It advances and lowers the wick, okay? It's for regulating your flame. Now, regulating. That's the word we like to choose. Regulator. This is the regulator on the burner. So you want to, if you can see that the regulator stem goes completely through the burner and to the other side. That's how these Emburys were, most of them. Defiance and Embury lanterns right around the 20s through 30s, 40s were just like that. Anyways, so what we're going to do, we're going to just gently take this flat head and pry up on the burner cone. See? And it just kind of pushes up. Now this is of course a clean example. You might have to use a little more finesse to get one that's a little more rusty or crusted. So that removes, okay? Now, how do you get the burner out? You can see that it's locked in there. It's locked in there. And now see how it's kind of got a little channel? Let me move that. You can't see it, but there's a channel there. See how there's an L little gap there? Okay. So what we're going to do is just press on here and on the other tab and just push it to your left. The camera's left. Camera's left. My left. Yeah, that would be my left. Yeah. Anyways, you get it. So just look at the channel and move in the direction where you have space, and then that it lines with the gap to remove it. Okay. See how it's now aligned with that little gap right there? Right there. Okay. So there. And then you can pull it out, and then you remove the burner. Now, of course, this has been cleaned and restored to some degree, and it functions properly as it should. And I can lock it back in, and then you put the cap back on, and you have to make sure it's aligned because there's a notch on both sides, so it has to be correctly aligned. Because if you put it on backwards, you won't be able to fit it on. It won't go on smoothly. So there we go, and just push it down, and it kind of locks into place. So it's nice and flat. Perfect. Cool. Now we're back in order. So you can lower the glow plate, you know, and put your globe back in, and then you're ready to go. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Embury lanterns are kind of tricky compared to Dietz. Most of us have Dietz. A lot of us have Dietz. There's nothing wrong with Dietz. I like Dietz lanterns. I have many of them, as you well know. But, you know, somebody sees something different and they're going to be like, hey, that's a little different than a Dietz. I kind of like that. What's the story about that? So they buy it. But then they're like, how do I get this burner cone off? It's very stubborn. So what you do is you have to get creative. But there's a lot of information out there, especially this channel. Nice. So this channel provides information how best to maintain your antique lanterns. That's right. So that's how you do the Embury burners. That's pretty much how most of them all are. The earlier ones are a little different, but not by much. I think up to a certain point, then they were not locking burners early on. But by the 1910s, they became locking burners. And so that's just the thing to keep in mind. Just look at how it's in there. Just pay some attention. Just look closely and see what's going on. And then try twisting it. And if it doesn't, then of course you might have to apply some, you know, nuts off, liquid wrench, any kind of penetrating oil. I heard Croil is a lot better than most. Now, Ken with lots of trains, he has a concoction that he swears by, and I believe it's acetone and what's the oil? It's an oil and acetone or some kind of mix. I'm sorry, Ken, forgive me. I can't remember your concoction, but go see his channel and leave a comment, and he will be more than happy to share his formula, or he might even share his formula in the comment section on my channel, which he's done several times before. He's a subscriber of mine, so it's good to have more lantern contributors, you know, and each other's subscribers. But anyhow, that's more or less how you do Embury burners, because I know they're kind of confusing with a lot of the newer or recent collectors out there. So that's how those work. And if it doesn't come out, then you want to take the cap off and pour some kind of penetrating oil into the fount, turn it upside down, leave it there for several days to loosen the rust and the seized up parts, and then you should have some success. Now, if the cap is frozen on there, then well, you might as well just throw it in the trash. I'm kidding. No, you can remove the cap, or you can even saturate the burner around the cup where it sits, and you can try and reapply the oil and stuff, or fill it up and see if it will sit there somehow, or you can soak some paper towels with it and set around and see if it will soak into there. And there's ways to do it. Don't ever give up. And also removing fuel caps, if they're frozen on, you can try and use, of course, the same penetrating oils that I suggested. And also get a strap wrench. It's like a little rubber thing, and you can tighten it around, and then you can give it a jerk so you get a better grip on it, and you won't strip the threads. People have used strap wrenches with great success as well. But of course, if nothing's happening, don't force it, because these caps are crimped onto another piece. So if you strip it, then you're going to have to replace the cap ultimately. If the top part comes off, you're kind of done. Anyway, Embury caps can be purchased brand new from the Kirkmans. They make reproductions. They're brass. They're not exactly like this, but you know, they're not exactly rare, so you can probably source them out through other collectors that sell parts. But anyway, another video for another day. But so it just keeps wanting to nod. Yeah, it's a great piece. I like this one a lot. It's very special. I found it locally for a very good price, and I cleaned it up, and then I did a Google search and saw that somebody else has the exact same lantern in their collection. And I believe that's Melanie? I think so. Anyways, I'll have to do a video just on that. Yeah, but anyhow, Embury, that's what you do. So, well, thanks again, friends, for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys have found this channel and enjoy it and find it helpful and entertaining, or however you enjoy the channel and why you chose to subscribe. I'm grateful for that. I really am. And we're just going to keep on going, and we'll have more things to share next week, as always. And have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll prepare for the Christmas holiday season, which is coming so fast upon us. All right. Well, take care now. And once again, I'm very grateful for everyone out there. Keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep liking. Let's grow this channel to be something a little better than it already is. All right. Take care. We'll see you guys again next week. Bye-bye.